Hey y'all, welcome to an episode of Bailey's Last Mile. It's been a very long time since I did this, in part because I had a phone that was just flat out not behaving. Now, my old Nexus 5X was on its last legs and it finally gave up the ghost, so to speak. So my new phone, my lovely new OnePlus 5. If you're interested in a OnePlus 5, it's something I recommend you look into. I'm actually going to probably be doing a review of it on my other YouTube channel, which I am starting to get back up and going now. Common American Podcast, Common American Technology Podcast. So I may need to do some renaming and some rejiggering of that in the next coming months here, but I will probably do a long-term review of this OnePlus 5. Great phone. But anyhow, as usual, I'm sitting on the side of the road, not moving. When I start this, I do not touch my phone while driving if it can all be helped, and I recommend you don't either, as it is illegal in many places and dangerous everywhere. Here we go. Last 10 or 15 minutes of my drive into work. Now, again, one thing has changed in that I am not driving from Hutto, I'm driving from Temple, but I still stop at the same place every day. I'm also driving at 8 o'clock in the morning, or closer to 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 7:10-ish right now, a.m. So, you get a little more traffic. Maybe I'll catch something more interesting. Here we go. And I need to get the alignment just right there. You'll notice that the video quality is, oh my goodness, better. Oh my goodness. My hood looks so shiny. I wonder if I can tell it, because this thing's got dual front cameras. I wonder if I can figure out a way to tell it which camera to take the video from. I don't think it has a way to do that. Also, I'm not sure what resolution it's set to right now to record. Yeah, it's crooked. Oops. I broke my own rule there, didn't I? Nobody around me. Should not touch your phone while driving, folks. Do as I say, not as I do. And just flat out don't do that. By the way, the mount that I'm using, which you can see off to the right of your screen there slightly, you've always been able to see off to the right of your screen slightly, is a Scosche Magic mount. I may post a link to that eventually once I get around to it. I need to create like a template for uploading these, but Scosche Magic mount. It's basically it's a magnet with a suction cup on it, and then you put another magnet in behind your case, and you need to use like a slim case, not a metal one, like the TPL cases, like the rubbery and plasticky ones that are relatively thin. You can glue these to the inside of your, or they have adhesive backing, and you just adhere it to the inside of your case, and then put your case on your phone, and you can magnetically slap your phone up against on this thing, and it's a nice little mount. It's very handy. Scosche Magic mount. Man, the video quality is so much better on this. Like, holy crap. I don't know if I'm recording in 4K or 1080p right now, though. I mean, the camera on the Nexus 5X wasn't terrible. But, man, look at the clarity on that. Look how... Jeez, man. Totally mega license plates and stuff on it. I mean, Nexus 5X could do 4K video. It had the capability of doing 4K video. It would take about 4 seconds of 4K video, overheat, and die a terrible death every time I tried. This OnePlus 5 has... Now, I bought the low-end spec one, which, when I say low-end spec, the thing's got 6 gigs of RAM in it. It's a Snapdragon 835 processor, 64 gigabytes of onboard memory, of onboard storage. So this is not a slouchy phone. This is, this thing has what they call flagship specs. $500 phone with the case. Just over $500 with the case. But I wasn't going to buy it without buying a case. So there's that. My wife brought up a very good point. I'm not so much worried about breaking the thing. It's the first expensive phone I've ever owned. I'm not so much worried about breaking it. I am a little worried about losing it. I've never lost a phone. I've lost glasses. I've lost watches. I break and lose sunglasses twice a month. That's why I just stopped buying sunglasses. Now, normally I try to get over in this lane, but I'm not going to do that today because it kind of looks like there's a lot of people doing that. So we're going to take a little bit different route to work today. You guys are going to get to see my backup route. Kind of a lot of people getting on the freeway right there. Getting on the old Mopacker. Bicyclist with a blinky light. Bicyclist with a blinky light. Doop doop. Doop doop. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna do like this. Take the back way over here to work. A whole lot of people getting on Mopac. So we'll go a different way. Android system, something, blah blah blah, Wi-Fi networks. That'll pop up on the screen here. Yeah, going this way is probably not any faster. And in fact, going this way, I could stop for coffee if I wasn't doing my recording today. Yeah, this is where I need to turn. I only go this way every once in a while, so I always am like, is it here or is it the next one? Well, it's here. I just gotta make sure I get in the turn lane early enough. Oh, that's not green. Y'all didn't see that. I'll back up here a little bit. Still up on YouTube, even though I pulled a bonehead there. I think that was green when I pulled up there. We'll see when I watch the video back. Yeah, I don't know if coming this way is any better or not. I just didn't want to. The one thing that is better about it was I wasn't going to try to fight to get on the freeway there. And that's one thing that is a personal pet peeve of mine in driving, in general driving. Now, if you don't know where you're going or don't know an area and you miss your turn, that's one thing. That's, oh crap, I'm missing my exit. I need to try to get out of this exit. You don't know that, okay, I can get there a different way up ahead. There's an alternate route. Sometimes your GPSs aren't great at finding that. But if I can't take my exit, if I miss my exit, or if I can't get on or turn or do whatever at an exit or a turn, and I know the area like I do here, and I know there's alternate ways to get where I'm going, I'm not going to go out of my way to force myself into a lane, or to change lanes, or make a sudden lane change or right-hand turn or left-hand turn in front of other people. Do these sort of nutty things that people do behind the wheel when they think they need to make their exit. Also, there's this little thing called be in the lane you need to be in. If you can't be in that lane ahead of time, and you have to be there at the last possible second, find yourself a better way to do what you're doing. Just go down to the next turn, go down to the next exit, whatever. You know, that is one of my personal pet peeves. Is people at the last minute like, oh no, I'm going to miss my exit, I'm going to miss my turn, or they'll be in the far left lane because that lane's moving faster as they approach the exit that they need to get off at, and they come across 3 to 4 lanes of traffic to take their exit. Salt Lake City, Utah, I'm talking to you. I call that the Salt Lake lane change because I spent years living up in Idaho, and I used to have to drive. Hello, Tesla. Tight squeeze, Tesla. Spent years living in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and had to drive to Salt Lake occasionally, and that was commonplace. People flying through traffic, 75, 80 miles an hour, whipping across lanes. I would watch people whip across in front of semis, not knowing what's in the opposite lane across from the semi. So the semi, say you've got a 18-wheeler in the middle lane, you're in the far left lane, you need to be in the far right lane, and you just fly from left to right without having any idea what's coming up on the right-hand side of that semi. I saw that happen so many times, and I was always cringing when I watched it happen, just anticipating that crash. Never, ever did I ever see one, somehow miraculously, but miraculously. What are these fellers selling this morning? They're all decked out in their what do you call it? The reflective vests. You know, my personal opinion, I don't know if City of Austin does this, but the best way to fight panhandling is to literally make it cost money. Not a lot, $5. But you have to go down to City Hall and get a $5 solicitation permit to be able to stand on a corner and ask for something. Money, food, whatever. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I do think that anybody that gives anything, and I do mean anything, to a panhandler, that includes food and water and particularly money, to a panhandler is only exacerbating a growing problem. You give money to a panhandler, you're validating their purpose for being there, rather than giving them an opportunity to better themselves. And there are so, especially in a city like Austin, there's so many places to go. This is the liberal heart of Texas. There are places that will give you free food, free room, free board, showers, training on how to write a resume, and how to interview for a job. There are so many things, so many opportunities in a town like this because of all the bleeding hearts. But the bleeding hearts in their cars just hand them money and food and water. They make their little kit that they give to the panhandlers. It's a Lunchable and a bottle of water, and I give them $5 so that they can pay for a meal later in the day. Yeah, you are doing nothing but validating their reason for being on that street corner. which is people will give them free shit for doing nothing. And that includes the guys who are all clever about it with the, I need money for fuel for my spaceship thing. Hilarious. Still not giving you money. That having been said, thank you for watching and listening to Bailey's Last Mile, first recorded episode on my new phone.